Silence your telephones. Rise with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. James, please. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Counselor Van Houten.
Here.
Counselor Wolf.
Here.
Counselor Gibson.
Here.
Counselor Mergelman.
Here.
Counselor McKinnon.
Here.
Mayor Villagrana.
Present. Our first item is visitors. Our first visitor is Mrs. Madonna, please.
Hi, Kathy Madonna, 504 Brookway. I just had some clarifications on the minutes from October 16th. At the bottom of public hearing for the new tavern liquor license, is there supposed to be more after Mrs. Nyes? It just stops.
Which page? After the public hearing?
Yes, item number 4.
There's no
item number
public
5.
hearing right here. There's no number 5.
Yeah, it says Mrs. Nyes grew up in Wetmore and started a business in Canyon City. She stated her father owned the building in Florence.
Which is now sitting vacant, Mrs. Nyes.
Mrs. Nyes wanted to bring a new idea to Florence and create a place for women to build a community, network, make friends, or conduct business.
Okay, it wasn't, when I printed it, didn't print up.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Okay, all right, thanks. Okay. And then I had a question on the Councilor McKinnon's item number 7, bills allowed, where the water plant's lightning damage. And Amy, you said that we would pay the deductible. How much is that?
It varies depending on the item. I can get you a list of what they are, but I don't know them off the top of my head. They
Okay.
vary significantly between $500 and $2,500, depending on the item.
Okay, but we don't get reimbursed that by CIRSA.
We get reimbursed for this whole amount. We only pay the deductible.
Only pay the deductible. Okay, good. And then I had a question on how are we paying Mr. Stifel for the streaming? Is it $200 for all meetings? Because there's an extra charge for streaming the ballot, and I didn't know if there was another charge, because we paid in September for that.
I
Or
would
was
have
there?
to look into it.
He
Okay.
gets paid $100 a meeting, and if there's a special meeting or a special event, he also charges for that,
Okay.
per his contract.
What's the streaming of the ballot?
That was the ballot initiative, or excuse me, the ballot drawing that you attended.
That was on
To-
the September 5th itemized financials.
Okay, I don't
So-
know if it just didn't make it the last invoice or what, but the ballot item was for him coming to stream the ballot drawing.
So would it be on 2 financials? I'm just trying to understand the financials.
I don't know, I'd have to check the contract.
Okay, thank
Or you
you,
can ask Matt, he's sitting right there.
thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
Mrs. Young's our next visitor.
Kathy Young, 220 East 6th, Florence, Colorado. My time is Paul, I just didn't see it on the agenda. I think Sylvia Andrews submitted an application to be on the tree board. Did
Yes,
you-
ma'am, and I'll take care of it tonight.
Thank you.
No other visitors? So our next item is the meeting minutes for October 16th, 2023. City Clerk, please.
Yes, if there are any amendments to the minutes, please let me know.
Cortland, maybe one of the reasons why Kathy did not get part of the remainder of the open public meeting.
Yeah,
I'm minus page 2, so maybe page 2 did
or
not
maybe it
get,
didn't print.
didn't print, so that's page 2 that you were reading off of.
Okay, does everybody have page 2?
Yeah, no.
No?
The back of page 1 and the back of page 2.
Nor item number 5's not on it.
Yeah.
That's, okay, all right,
I got 1 and 3.
okay. Sorry about that. Well, I mean, you guys can trust my judgment, or we can table it to the next meeting. Up to you guys. It's really no rush to pass the meeting minutes.
City
Just-
Council.
Just to be correct, why don't we just postpone it until the next meeting, and then we'll do it,
Okay.
to be correct.
I would need a motion to
I
table.
need a motion to that effect.
Then I'll make the motion to postpone the accepting of the minutes from the 16th of October to the next meeting, pending complete minute packet.
Perfect.
Thank you.
May I have a second?
Second?
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Counselor Wolf,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Gibson,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Mayor Villagrana.
Yes. Our next item is bills allowed. City Manager?
Are there any questions on the bills allowed?
If no questions, then I would accept a motion to pay the bills for the amount of $1,260,407.29. May I have a motion to that effect, please?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills allowed for $1,260,407.29.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counselor Wolf,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Gibson,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Mayor Villagrana.
Yes. Under new business, we have 7A, report of ownership changes, Louise Place. City Clerk, please.
Yes, so if you guys remember that we previously did with the Green Parrot, it is simply a license switching hands. So Pam Guy is exiting the business, as you can see in your packet, hopefully. And then Tamara Gordon is overtaking the business, Louise Place. So all documentation has been submitted, all bills have been paid. I'm ready to just send it to the state with your approval.
I have one question. On the form here, the reported change, it said the authorized signature is Tamara Gordon, and she
Yes.
lists her title as manager. Wouldn't she be owner? Or is that the
It's-
present?
It's kind of the same thing, ultimately, manager and owner, because depending on the application, it's just who assumes all liability for the
Okay.
business.
Further questions? None? Then I would accept a motion to approve the transfer of ownership application for Louise Place. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to accept the ownership changes for Louise Place.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? None? Roll call, please.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Wolf.
Yes.
Counselor Gibson.
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Mayor Villagrana.
Yes. Our next item is 7B, liquor license renewal for El Alacazan Mexican Restaurant. May I have a motion, please, to approve of the annual liquor license renewal for Alacazan Mexican Restaurant?
I'll make a motion to approve the annual liquor license renewal for El Alazan Mexican Restaurant.
May I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? No further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Wolf.
Yes.
Counselor Gibson,
Yes.
Mayor Villagrana.
Yes. being no more business, we're down to administrative information. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like permission from the city council to appoint Sylvia Andrews to the tree board. We have found out that the mayor cannot appoint anybody to any board without permission from the council. So may I have permission from city council to appoint Sylvia Andrews to the tree board? Mr. Kennan,
Do we need a motion to do this, or?
I have to have permission from you. Yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Rugerman?
Yes.
Ms. Gift?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Mr. Van Hoen?
Yes.
Therefore, having received permission, I hereby appoint Sylvia Andrews to the tree board. Second thing is, from my report is, I'd like to say thank you to the city staff, the chamber, and the merchants for coming to the Missing American Project at the Union Highland Cemetery. It was well attended. There was, the band from Fort Carson was good, and it was a good thing for our community. Also, in that respect, I would like to thank Kevin of the Florence Reporter for recording and reporting the event on Facebook and in the paper. I would like to also give a big thank you to all on Florence's Main Street Halloween trick-or-treat event. A large crowd of youngsters and parents made it a great night. I will tell you what, I think that Florence, after reviewing what Canyon City did, Florence is by far way ahead of everybody in that respect. The last thing I would like to say is Florence High School has a lot of wonderful teams, great teams, but they got even a better one, and that is the music department. I want to say fantastic, well done to our state #1 band winning program at our school. And in all honesty, December 12th, people, if you have not come to the gym and listened to the band, they have about 4 or 5 different bands. They are outstanding. Please come and just really enjoy them. I mean, they are fantastic. You get into the jazz bands, and I will tell you what, your foot just will keep on tapping right out the door as you're leaving. They're that good. They really are. City Manager.
Any questions on my report?
Ms. McKinnon,
I had no questions.
any report?
Oh, and no report either.
Mr. Merkelman?
Amy and I attended the FEDC again last month, last month. There is some new updates. Some of that stuff's confidential. We don't even know what it is. But we have meetings about it anyway. Paint the Town was one of the biggest successes we had. We had a almost standing room only reception. 40 artists, I think quite a bit of stuff sold over there. I did have the pleasure of attending the Fremont Exceptional Women's event, and there were several Florence nominees, and Fran Black won for Achieving with the Achieving with Adversity Award, so we were all very proud of her. There was a Pioneer Day committee meeting I attended with some other the city people to plan to review last year's event and starting to plan next year's event. And Halloween is quite an experience if you haven't been to a Florence Halloween event. We quitted about 2,700 to 2,800 pieces of candy, and they were still coming.
Yeah.
I think we were working on kids from Florida by 7 o'clock. But I don't know if anybody's ever tried to count the people downtown, but I would not be surprised if it went around 8,000 to 9,000 people down there in that street. And
Exactly.
the city crew just does an incredible job of handling that. And the community and the merchants and all the groups down there. It's a great chamber. That's all
You
I
know,
got.
Rudel, in that respect too, I was very, very surprised and very happy that we had, like Langston, that does a lot of work for the city. They pulled in big moving machinery, and they had candy galore. I mean, buckets. And, you know, The kids, you generally give them a candy. Hey, I'll tell you what, Langston just let them dig into that candy. And boy, I would hate to be their parents with all those kids running around with sugar highs. And also, in all respects, yeah, you know, we had so many nonprofits that were there giving candy, and the car club came. They had a car there that when they opened up and they were backfiring, there was a flame about 4 feet out of the thing. I was amazed. I really was. But hey, that was great.
It's a good night.
Miss Gibson.
I would just like to send kudos to the band also. They did a fabulous job, and I'm just couldn't be more proud of them, and to be a part of that school and the success that they've had. Would also like to thank the city and the community to come together for Halloween. I think that's what the community is about, is everybody pitching in and doing their part. I just think it's wonderful.
Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, same thing with the trick-or-treat night. Just the parents appreciated the fact that they didn't have to be out on the streets. There was some snow still, the conditions, that they had one local place to go. The other thing is, you know, I've fielded several calls over the last couple of weeks, you know, dealing with the construction going on with Main Street and disruption of the mail service, which has, you know, been tough on some people, especially if you're homebound. And also about the condition of the post office itself and the grounds, and it's one of those things that we'll just have to work with the post office on. I know can't do much about changing their routes and that sort of thing, but as a city, I think we can communicate with the post office, and you know, especially with the condition of the grounds and the way if you've been here for a while, you see how good it used to be, and that now it's, you know, it got a little run down this year, so you know, we'll just communicate with them and see what we can do to improve it.
James.
So I want to echo about the band, and to really go, and I was involved with the back end of that this year, and to see those kids go from 6 o'clock in the morning until late, early the next morning into Sundays, and just all day long, and just performing their hearts out. Also reaching out to the parents that did support, and then the community that got together and really supported those band members. It was just amazing. After they won regionals, they had a little drive through Florence, and there was a lot of citizens out there cheering them on, welcoming them back to Florence. And then when they won the state championship, it was, it sounds like it was all the way down by Superfoods, all the way through to Santa Fe. So for the community to come out that late in the evening, 8, 9 o'clock at night, and line the streets, thank you very much. That meant the world to those kids. So thank you.
The band is well deserving, I will say that. Any other questions or reports? Dan?
Yeah, I would just say I believe there's a request potentially for an executive session to discuss the city manager's performance evaluation. I just wanted to be clear, that would be the reason we'd be going into executive session if you also vote, and that's pursuant to CRS 24-6, 402, 4F, Roman numeral I. The city manager has not requested that this be done in open session, so you are able to call an executive session if you'd like, but would need a motion and a vote.
Can I finish the thing, or do we take a vote right off the bat?
You can finish.
Okay. City Clerk?
No, sorry for the minutes, but just a reminder to everybody, we have our city council reception on November 20th, starting at 5:30. We're gonna have snacks and refreshments. Just again, a welcome to our new council candidates and a farewell to our old ones. So everybody's invited, tell your friends, it's gonna be nice.
Sam?
Well, just to say that an update on North Pikes Peak, all the 12-inch water main has been laid, all 1,300 linear feet has been laid. East 4th, West 4th has been tied in now. We finished the very last tie-in today on West 4th. East 5th, West 5th has been tied in. East Second, West Second, all been tied in. All the services have been transferred from the old main to the new main now. The old main now is out of service. The 8-inch is out of service from 1898 to the new main of 2023. So that's all complete. We got the mill is setting down on 5th Street. It was just a 7-foot milling machine that take the asphalt off. The asphalt laydown machine is still on West 5th too. We'll start that process tomorrow. So from North Pikes Peak and East Main all the way to 6th Street will be closed for the next 4 days for us to complete this project. But as it stands right now, all the water has been done. You can come up here and look at some of the leaded surfaces we took out, some of the galvanized and what we have replaced the surfaces with. And there's a piece of 4-inch water main up inside of City Hall, up in front. You can see inside of it for all the tubercles and everything like that. But it's been a great project, and we got a lot of isolation valves in there to isolate separate blocks now that we did not have before. Because when we started this project, I had to shut off 6-7 blocks to do so, and it got less and less the further we got north. So we got a lot more isolation. You can isolate block by block now, rather than putting out 50 and 60 homes without water. We have an issue on North Pikes Peak. So it's been a great project. It's been great working with Langston down there. They've been great people. There were not a lot of sacrifices in there like that. We didn't have a whole bunch of change orders. We had a few that were necessary to complete this project. As far as the water, I don't see anything wrong with the paving. There are some striping issues going on right now that we're going to address and most of those just crosswalks on 2nd and 3rd. There's going to be some of those markings taken out. Obviously, we'll have to put them back, but it wasn't in the bid schedule. So we're going to work with that with the engineers and stuff like that. So tomorrow, the mill comes out. We have to go down and take the old fire hydrant off of East 5th and North Pikes Peak. It comes out because it's no more operational. And CDOT hit 2 of the valve box up on North Pikes Peak and Main in the alleyway by the bank. They broke the boxes. We had to dig those back out and put new boxes on there before we pave. But it looks like we're starting at the north end of the project and coming south to complete it all. So weather pending, we should wrap it up by Friday. Everything has been demobed down there. Everything but a couple of dump trucks and maybe a backhoe sitting around somewhere. But it's been a challenge, but we got there. Okay, and so it's been a great project, and the citizens should be proud of what we have done down there to the water distribution system for them.
Sam, change the subject on you. I've had a few phone calls.
Yep.
Are we going to be picking up the leaves? And is it the same procedure of bag it and put it on the corners?
Yep. We started picking up a bunch of leaves today. We got like 2.5 loads of bagged leaves today. And in some of the piles, we'll go ahead and pick them up too.
Yeah, because I've had 3 or 4 phone calls to that, and I just told them the same thing that has always gone on in the past.
Yeah, yep. And we would prefer if they would take them and move them to the corners. It's much easier for us rather than, not easier, rather than delaying traffic in the middle of a block and picking up bags and stuff like that. But we understand.
Yeah,
Some of them can't make it to the corner, so we go ahead and pick them up.
Had a phone call from a handicapped lady,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, just put it in your front there, and
Yeah.
we'll get it.
As long as it's curbside, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, we don't enter private by any means to pick them up. As long as it's curbside, yeah, we'll go ahead and pick them up.
Any other questions for Sam? Yes.
I just wanted to say, I want to thank Sam and all of Public Works, because we've had our water turned off in the construction area 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
And
Well, the reason for that, Gail, because I had to pick a feeder to go into the old 8-inch. It's
but
like, man.
I'm trying to thank you,
So, yeah, I know. I'm just saying that this is why. I had to have one feeder going into 8-inch, and it had to be West Fourth.
What Public Works did is they came around to every house and they stuck a note in our door to let us know that they were gonna shut the water off intermittently on the days that they did, with the exception of the time that the whole thing.
Yeah, we had an issue there, yep.
Right, better than the mail, better than the post office. Post office never told us they were gonna stop the mail for 2 months.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank
How we
you.
can do that
Oh, yeah, you bet.
They've been wonderful out there. They, you know, like, you've been good at it and you've worked really hard, and we can tell. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
No further discussions? Then may I have a motion to go into executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402, parentheses 4, parentheses F, parentheses I for personnel matters. May I have a motion to that effect, please?
I'll make the motion to go enter into executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-4024B, personnel matter.
And could you just specify that it would be council, the city manager, and myself, and that's it?
Okay, to have attorney, city manager, and council. Okay.
May I have a second on that, please?
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Wolf.
Yes.
Counselor Gibson.
Yes.
Mayor Villagrana.
Yes,
Yes, the time is now 7:22, and the executive session has been concluded. The participants were council, the city manager, and the city attorney. Again, for the record, if anyone has any objections about what was discussed or believes that, anything was done improper, I encourage you to make them now. Otherwise, that discussion has been concluded, and we are back in open session.
Is there any announcements, any discussion from council? If not, it is 7:23, and I adjourn this meeting.